Hi. A few years ago, Amy and I decided to add to our available drinks at home, Craig's Bar. And a couple of drinks we added were whiskey sours and old fashions. And over the course of time, I've served them to a number of friends, and several friends have asked how to make them. And rather than try to write it down, I decided to make a little video to present it. And part of the reason I can't write it down is because I don't measure anything. So I don't want to have to write that down and have people try to figure out for themselves how much of everything to add. So I'm just going to do it on video. And the ingredients we like to use are Bulleit rye whiskey, simple syrup, which we make at home. Simple syrup is simply simple. It's one-to-one measure of sugar and water. Heat the water up, add the sugar. Doesn't really need to come to a boil, but you'll see once it gets hot enough, it kind of becomes clear, and then let it cool down. And some sort of bitters. This is one we like. It's orange bitters. There's other bitters available. You can play around with a little bit. This is important. Luxardo cherries. These are the real maraschino cherries. Don't get those cheap fake ones. And an orange. Got this out of somebody's yard yesterday driving by. They had bags of them in their front yard, so I just went and grabbed one. And then we start with some ice. And then we like to make our drinks with the big ice cubes. It just makes it a little more, I think, fun. Some of the implements you might want to have are peeler, a little peeler, and then a stir spoon. And then something to make your drinks in. I like to use this. So we start by just adding the ice to our, whatever our mixer is. And this is the part where I don't measure and it gets a little confusing. So I just go until I kind of recognize the stopping point. I don't really count, but I just kind of know where I need to stop. I'm pretty sure it's a double, at least, by the time I'm done. And then, same with the sugar, I don't measure it. I just do one squirt. That's it. And then with that, and this is important too, this stuff is very strong. You might like it stronger. I think 1 to 2 drops per drink is about appropriate. So 1, 2, actually became 3. It'll be all right. I'm sure it'll work. And then when I make whiskey sours, I take the shaker and I shake it. That's the way you make whiskey sours. But with old fashions, for some reason, you stir it. At least that's what I read. So you stir it. Some people might even have told me you need to stir it 33 times or something like that. But I just stir it enough. Then this nice thing about this, put the lid on, and this little lid comes off, and it becomes a strainer, so it strains out the ice. You can pour it over your big ice cube. And you take your orange peeler and you peel off a wedge of orange. You probably can't see it, but what I see is a mist coming off the orange. That means there's a lot of juices that are becoming airborne. That's what you want. And I just rub it on the rim of the glass. It imparts just a little bit of orange flavor and scent to it. And then you can also just kind of twist it over the top of it. It gets those juices in the drink, just like a hint of it. And then if you want a little garnish, you take your little peeler. Man, I don't know if you can see that mist or not, but there's a lot coming off. That's a good sign. And then add that to your drink. It's a little garnish. And then your maraschino cherry. And that's it. That's one old-fashioned. Cheers. Oh yeah, it's the spot.